Level 3 hip pain exercises. We're going to start off with a squat. So we'll start off looking at our form. I did talk a lot about form in level 2, so I'm going to be a little bit more brief with our level 3 hip pain exercises. You can use something behind you to help you find your form. What you're going to do is you're going to come down, sit the hips back. You want to make sure your knees are right above the ankles. And when I say that, I just say that so that you're not pushing the knees forward in front of your toes, okay? So you just don't want to do that. You want to keep the heels down, keep your chest up, and keep your chin looking straight ahead, okay? So chin up slightly. And that's how we'll do the squat. I'll show you from this view because you want to make sure that you press the hips back far enough and come up. And you don't want to do too much of a back bend either to where you're hurting your back. So that kind of hurt. We just want to have the back nice and neutral, and you press the hips back, okay? So once you do your 12 sets of squats, body weight squats, if you're a little bit more progressed, you can add weight. But with fibromyalgia, we do want to be careful, start small, because we want to make sure we have perfect form so we are structurally in alignment, and then you can work on building more muscle. So from here, we are going to do a wall sit. So it's important to work not only the dynamic movements, but our isometric hold. So this is where we're holding. So think if you need to hold yourself up in like a weird seated position because you're waiting in line somewhere, where we need to strengthen those muscles up so that we can be more comfortable. And they're very good for the hips. Okay, so into our hip flexors here. So you'll find a wall, something where you can come down. The lower you go, the harder it will be. Okay, so you want that similar squat alignment. And we're going to hold here. Breathing in and out. Good, you'll hold for about 30 seconds. You can set a timer, and then you'll relax. If it's hurting the knees too much, you may want to find somewhere where you can have the legs a little bit straighter out in front that's not going to slide. You can also use your hands behind you to support you. If you have like a counter, if you're doing it against a wall, you can put the hands back there as well because we don't want this to hurt. So you just go lower as soon as this does not hurt doing that, okay? So you'll hold that about 30 seconds. Do that 3 times. And then we're going to move into our next one, which is going to be a standing side leg lift. I do like doing it with the wall as well, lying down, but this is another way to just progress since we're doing level 3. So what you'll do, it's very good for balance as well, which is important to reduce our risk of falls and many other things. So we want to have good balance. Those with fibromyalgia tend to have weaker joints. So it's important that we strengthen those so that way you don't get hurt. Okay, so you're just going to lift the leg up and then bring it down. You can decide how high you want to go. If you want to bring it a little higher, we're strengthening this muscle right here in the outside of our hip. Bring it up and down. And a lot of the exercises that you'll see in all of these plans will work for many other different muscle groups, but I just wanted to give you a few that will specifically help those areas so you can focus on those. But doing the lower back pain exercises, those would be very good for you to do as well. Anything, and we'll get into the knee and ankle exercises as well. So I recommend doing as much as you can because everything is connected. So that's our side leg lift. You can use something to help you balance because I do not want you to fall. Okay, so that way you can feel more supported. So once you do that, about 12 each side, 3 sets, we will get into our last one, which will be on the ground. And I do use a band. Since it's level 3, I tend to use more resistance. We have these on the website, so you can grab some. But you're going to put the band on. You don't have to use it if it's hard to get it on. Some people do struggle putting these on, so it just depends on you. But to give you another progression, so you can bring that and put it right around the legs here. And then we're going to lay down on our sides. And then you're just going to slowly open up, and then we're going to engage these glute muscles right here. So if you feel like this is sliding down, you can always bring it up here. It's just these muscles are much larger, so it makes it a little bit easier on the body than having it down. Okay, but the goal is to keep this leg on the ground as well as you bring this one up. Strengthening these muscles here, we're strengthening the inner thigh. And you're just going to breathe through it. And once you do your 12 sets, you can move on to the hip pain stretches. Good job.